We're live.
We're live.
We're live on location.
LOL.
LOL. And we're gonna try to speak up
Just like
because
that.
we're
Welcome.
strong
Welcoming.
in our voices.
We're welcoming humanity to the EcoTerra Regenerative Incubator and Lodge here in Maple Crest, New York.
Here we are.
Yeah. And we're gonna keep it brief tonight, just because it's what we're trying to do is simplify things, and simplicity shouldn't take a lot of time. So we're gonna dive in and talk about what we do as an agency and break it down to like simple deliverables, because like we're solving lots of problems. We have a tool belt and full of a bunch of different tools. And we want to talk about those because some people are like, what is this spatial network? What is Terralux? And it can be confusing because there's a lot to share, but ultimately like we're solving problems and we have a bunch of tools.
So many features and functions.
So many, we're stacking functions like permaculture. Talked about that a bit today on another live. And here we are stacking functions, and the services are the functions. So today was great. All right, explain a little bit of our methods we did today as a team.
Yeah, so we brought in a bit of AJ and Smarts. It's an agency that's developed these really awesome workshops. So one of the workshops that I learned through AJ and Smart is the Lightning Decision Jam. And so we did all structured brainstorm, just really practical business development tools to grow the next 10 customers. And yeah, really crystallize the way that we can communicate what we deliver. So we can share a bit of like the small breakthrough that we created in really building out our agency menu offering and crystallizing all the different items, the services and packages in the Terralux agency. And then just looking at all the different people that we're connecting with. There's people actually around the planet that are seeing the value of collaborating with Terralux and the spatial network. And now it's more clear than ever that like this agency is the back end of the spatial network. Khalil has been doing such a masterful job leading the tech and building out our platform. And then we have these teammates around the world that are building out all these different content, videos. We got Atlas in Australia making these incredible videos.
Atlas.
Maybe we can even premiere, maybe this is going to close with, is that video that Atlas made is like 1 minute.
The overview. Like, yeah,
I've been dreaming of premiering that, so maybe we can close with that.
Yeah.
Khalil, you've also been doing a lot to really crystallize like we're talking about stacking functions.
Yep.
And really like building that into the platform, and we didn't think about how to go in and build this agency solution that anyone with a business can plug in and future-proof their business. And maybe you can show people what we mean when I talk about future-proofing your business. Like you're the living example of this.
Oh, sure. Well, thanks. Well, I think we are all the living example because it really is just real life simulation, and that means that we're talking about the spatial web is the next thing, and people have to future-proof their business and be prepared for that. And so when it involves everybody, it involves everyone. It's a 360-degree immersive perspective on your business, fully transparent, fully digitally twinned, and that's part of our services. But ultimately, like what we're trying to do is help people with their operations, help people scale. We're trying to help solve problems, management problems, manage your business plan, your budgets. And those things are intricately linked within the digital twin infrastructure. I don't know if you want to share the screen. I'll just show a little bit of the site as we did. I'll kind of
we got your screen live.
Oh, it is live. Okay, cool. Yeah, so really super basic with the Terralux agency services. We kind of mashed up Terralux and the branding of a spatial network, made it have a baby because there's not one with the other, in my opinion. That the spatial network is just like the back end of Terralux agency. And Terralux supports a lot of things, but in this case, we're talking about all of you, the businesses, and not one tool. So that's why we're not just seeing a spatial network screen here. And we're talking about the offerings. And you'll see we have two levels of offerings. And really we're working with entry level budgets as well as sustainable clients who want to go 3 years and just really hit it hard. But overall, it's some of the same tools. For one, we're doing app development. We're using game engine for development as well as React and some other full stack technologies to help us get onto the iOS store, but also to make progressive web apps that work right in your browser. And now the code has gotten so good that like these mobile web apps, people don't even have to install anything. So we can make web apps on the fly to match your existing business pipeline. So that's part of our service, and that kind of ties really in with the games because the apps are also games and games are apps. It's all in a game engine, and we're developing ways to bring attention to your land-based project through gamification. So this is where it's very important that we have good storytelling involved because you can't have a game without good story. So that kind of like shows you how important it is to also be storytellers, but also content creators to make the gamification actually interesting. And when you add when you add it all together, the storytelling, the immersion, and the spatial technology, whether it be augmented reality, maps, or virtual reality, or just the gyroscope on your phone to give you the sense of immersion, is that all of it together is the digital twin. So people want to know what a digital twin is immersive space plus the storytelling and plus the overall interaction layer, which can be gamification or it can be a basic virtual tour. So that's why we have multi levels of entry because the virtual tour is like some people that's all they need. Like the first virtual tour I did was like a golf course. And the golfers just want to see like what clubs to bring. They want to see and walk through the golf course, the most basic thing. That doesn't take a lot of highly technical processing and power, so we can do some entry level things if that's what you need. If you have a resort or some sort of project that really is beautiful, 360-degree view, that's where the virtual tours come in. The digital twin is just more advanced than it. It's where you're actually able to make augmented reality layers of data that are persistent. So for instance, I could put a little hotspot on this painting and just have a link to my dad's art website and show that. So in your resort, if you have art all over the place, in augmented reality, people can click on it, get the artist info. So it's really about also helping the business be more fun and interactive.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And then the part that really I'm excited in having you on the team is really opened it up is the AI and the automation part of it. And this one is like, it's still kind of like vaporware for most people. And if anybody's experimenting, it's us, sometimes all night. We're just like trying to figure out the automation dilemma, which is very important. And I don't think it's just important, but I think it's like knowing the future. We all know, even the people who are going to be resistant to it, are resistant, and should be resistant to it, know that automation is the next evolution of humanity. And if anything, it's to alleviate us to just really do things in real life. Like, what's the point of all this? For the spatial network is to like build stuff and get it funded, build domes so people can come here and educate and learn how to live on the land. So it's really like going back in and come back out kind of thing, and you can't even spell that without automation. And then the last thing that's on this list here is the digital capture service. Like I said, we just went out to a really awesome job here in the Catskills and did the full capture service where we scanned and we asked questions, really ask great questions, right? And really like this is the theme of what it's all about. It's like, what's your biggest problem? Because the thing is like usually one person has like one problem that's always on their mind, and it's always an issue. Is it, they don't have money, or no, they don't have help, or they don't have the labor, they don't have the skills. All of these things we can address, but we find out really quick. So it's really awesome that we can offer companies that service of digital capture. First and foremost, identify their problems and give them a good value at the same time. So it's like two birds, one stone. So I'd love to like hear your guys' thoughts on any of those specific things, and obviously we all have specific parts of it that we're excited about, and without going into examples right away, I'd just like to ask you guys like what's really exciting you about our services? What part of it do you really want to do for people, and why?
Yeah, it's a good question because there's so many layers to it. Like what we have to offer is so rich in the sense that we can go and we can help people with creating cinematic, drone footage and documentaries on one hand, and then games and games where you can go and we're talking to some people that have apple picking orchards and be able to add layers of gamifications for families to have these nature based quest games. And it's been surprising to see how many people that have land that are farming that actually understand the value of AI and virtual reality. And so yeah, like there is demand for app and game developments. Like that's been kind of like a passion of mine for some time. Just learned app development from initially I was just meditating and wanting to build apps that could help to like spread media that would distribute meditation training, and now seeing how these apps can really help to shape the future of agricultural systems and how important that data layer is, but also like the future of businesses. A lot of the people that we're talking to are really having trouble with their business and figuring out cash flow, and having engaged, loyal customers is good for any business. So this kind of membership engagement app that I see plugs in like so seamlessly on the Spatial Network, but is also customized for each community because every community has its own DNA. Like some projects really want to be, they want if you want the right people to find you and you want that membership community. We were talking about this the other day of like having like forms and surveys and be able to like vet who are aligned, in your community, and all these different automation, just like have those people find you and help you find those people to build these kind of membership communities. And I'm finding all these people now are now finding me that have these apps that they've started to vibe code. Mitch out in Canada building Landscope, Landscope.earth. I actually submit into their pipeline today. You can just put in your address and they'll send you like a map with all this data. Mitch is like an environmental scientist. So he started to build this Landscope app, and we were talking last week, he needs help to build out this app. So need more people that are in like the environmental science field. I have Kamara, that game for Mastermind in Eden. All these different people that have ideas for games and apps that are starting to vibe code things that really want to like take it to the next level. We've just got the right team and we can build really, games and building like these agents that plug into the data from the Spatial Network. Like that's really our niche. Sure, like with vibe coding, anyone can build any app, but like our team is really getting like that specialty, like niche focus and like gamified land-based experiences. And then like the practical like business solutions that come on top of that, like content in this world of AI content, really being able to like stand out and have like well produced, like some people want to create documentary videos and some people want to have those like cinematic virtual tours or even have like 3D models of their future plans. There's this project in Turkey that's planning to build an eco-village starting in 2028. And I know that they want their hardware team to use the Spatial Network to be able to model the entire village, with the world builder on the Spatial Network. But for people to be able to work more intimately with us, to be able to create more sophisticated 3D models for interior, exterior, working with the German Kitchen Center and having like interior builder for the future of resorts or just even homes, seeing that practical application that people that are going to be buying homes be able to buy them through the Spatial Network. People that have homes like ESO homes to be have that vendor profile of all the 3D models. There's so many layers of content that we're creating, these videos that we're going live and turning that into little sound bites, be able to automatically like distribute content to all the social platforms. So we're just really figuring out like viral growth marketing for our own product and then offering that as a service for for the core customers that we work with. And then a lot of people that are really seeing that like AI is disrupting like the entire economy. Every business is like in order to compete in the new economy, to be able to have like agentic workforces, and it's like confusing a lot of people. So a lot of people need these business plan tune-ups and figuring out how to like actually get funds raised, build infrastructure for the next 10 years of infrastructure building and real estate development. There's really tectonic shifts that are happening. So we've got that full end-to-end business development services. And like you were saying, Khalil, like we have these kind of ways where we can work with very high-end real estate developers, people who are building resorts. At the same time, we want to maintain like kind of grassroots accessibility, be able to work also like meeting these local farmers, people who are building like small resorts, things like that, kind of mom and pop real estate developers really seem to be attracted to the Terralux agency. And so having this like launchpad service that's a bit more accessible for someone who's like really committed to growing their business, but like they're not there yet. They're like earlier on, still in their entrepreneurial journey where they've bought the lands, they've got cash flow, and if they could like somehow with automation, with storytelling, if they could 10x their cash flow while making their business like 10 times more efficient, would they choose to do that for 10K? Like, of course they would. And that's like the business plan tune-up, video production, custom agents, business automations. It's kind of a no-brainer for any real estate developer that's really looking to future-proof if they're at like the early growth stage. But if someone's at like a later like legacy stage, then like the full service digital twin, like people who don't want to be bothered by going and like making all this content, they have the content. They just want people to come with drones and cameras and make the documentaries, like go and do the AR game. And so we maintain accessibility because a lot of people, you can do this yourself on the Spatial Network for like $99 a month, but it just takes a lot of technical know-how. And this is really showing how much technical know-how like can do to next level business. Like 100K would go very far to build someone like a highly profitable, future-proof business with real estate and technology, and be able to build this future infrastructure that's on the web and that's like on the lens. That's the cool thing about Terralux, is that we're not just the tech agency talking about the apps, and we're not just like the business developers like and the real estate developers not connected to the tech.
Yeah.
But bring all that together with this like earth care, people care, fair share, like the ethos. These are the things that I'm excited about, like the types of projects that we're going to chat with. And Rich and I were just at this orchard last week, Westwind Orchard, and we've been able to set up a system that's like so efficient where like when I go and I meet farmers that I like I just go and I set them up with a project on the Spatial Network. I put their content to just showcase their vision. And so I'm just going around meeting farmers, getting inspired. And then our team has set up this whole new like claim system. I want to thank you and Jacob for working on this claim system the last couple of weeks. And now it's just like so seamless. We can go and we set up these projects. Just like chatting with AI, send AI a link to their website. I can actually show what it looks like, but we made this whole claim system for Westwind Orchard, and there's a bunch of other projects that now can go and claim these projects and have the new public project view on the Spatial Network. It's so much better being able to just go and like add these stories. I had AI go and like find videos on YouTube for Westwind Orchard. Now Westwind Orchard already has a project on the Spatial Network. It has a story. It's got this hour-long kind of like documentary footage that's now on the Spatial Network on the project. And just like getting people visibility like immediately. It's just such a cool thing. And I'm sharing my screen here because AI just went in, searched the internet, set up a project through the Spatial Network pretty much automatically. And now before anyone even becomes a customer on the Spatial Network, like we've just done a whole bunch of research and we're just going and we're doing this for so many different businesses now. There's more and more that we're just setting up trials. And it's such a gift. It's like, I'm sharing it on my screen here. I'm sharing the Silver Sands project
Mhm.
because I just want to start to name more of the different projects. Like I mentioned Westwood Orchard, like we went there, we were really inspired. But this Silver Sands, we just found this, we were talking about it, I think, yesterday. And we connected with Alexander there. And it just looks like such an incredible, just like destination out at the end of Long Island.
On the table.
It was such a surprising thing. It's like this little like motel on the beach with like farm to table. You're like literally right on the beach. Like I'm looking at these pictures here. You can see their site of this. We need to go there. The Silver Sand Motel. You're like right on the beach, and they've got these farm to table. This is what we're seeing with the Spatial Network is like creating this whole shift in the culture, like back to earth, back to nature, how people connect with organic food. And it's just this beach motel that this Alexander bought like 3 years ago. So I'm just really excited about these kinds of projects and look at the website of like, I can already start to see what it's like, but I'm just putting your mind there. I'm like, wow, imagine Khalil going out with a drone and just like taking some shots and having something like, it's hard to see, like I see the website, I got excited, but I was like, I didn't fully understand when I went to the site. And I did a bit more digging, like they've actually got 52 acres. It's not just like a beachfront, view. Like they've got land. They can grow food. I think they already are. So these are the kinds of things that I'm just so excited about, like bringing these kind of three pillars together of like the app and game development, content creation, and business development, and bringing all those three pillars kind of together, and then packaging that into like that's kind of the core of like teaching people like how to build a digital twin because this is something new. Like you're kind of teaching all of us like what it is because it's completely new for humanity.
It is super new, and everybody needs to learn it, And that's why it's just like somebody's got to do it. That's going to be us. To literally just do it here, We're doing that.
So would you say a digital twin is a way to show and tell and invite people into your business, your land, your location online?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's basically, our brains are designed not to look at boxes and letters and pieces of paper.
We're just so used to it.
We're used to reality. So it's like if we present reality, and also there's this other unproven like thing that happens in my life is like if I visualize stuff, like it's in the dates that shows up.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, and the science behind that, there's theories, but with the digital twin and virtual tours, you're making it more real for people, to really like put themselves in the perspective, and the storytelling helps further, shape
Connect.
it. Yeah, and
Connect,
the space plus the storytelling, and that's really like we can do that in so many ways, through Instagram, through social media, and a lot of our content. We're not trying to tell people not to go on social media. Like we social media is a thing, is what we do. And but at the same coin, it's like, we could create way more presentation, way more intelligence to what we're doing, and still leverage social media to get the word out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're so used to seeing things on a screen these days, but it's almost like the more our senses are engaged, right, the more connected we feel to something. So let's like immerse people into these land-based projects, these properties, and that's our niche, right? We're like helping clients who have businesses that work with the land. And we say that's the future. To stay connected to the land and not get further and further away from it, right? That organic grid, that's so important. It rules everything. And we want to take that organic grid online so it's even more accessible. It can become a hub for everything we need to maintain life and livelihood for all. No.
That was a beautiful articulation. I've been flashing these blueberries on the screen. I just wanted to give a little shout out to Elizabeth at Stonebridge Orchard.
Elizabeth, we love you.
Yeah, maybe to share a bit of that, like during the, and then we'll close with the video with Stonebridge on Saturday. We got the pie fundraiser.
Yeah.
For the Blueberry Orchard.
Yeah.
You got any insights?
Well, I don't know, what time is it?
It's 2 to 5.
Right? Okay, so we are asking from our audience, we want to support Elizabeth, this business mogul who is saving all the farms. And she's trying to save one of her farms right now. So she's going on QVC this Saturday, 2 to 5. And we want to help her sell as many pies as possible because those are fantastic pies. And every pie counts when you're trying to save a farm, right? We can't let these farms disappear to the industrialization. We got to keep the food in our hands. We got to maintain the lands and support the land stewards. So, Elizabeth, we're here. We're going to buy some pie on Saturday. Anyone else going to join us?
The pies are so good.
So good.
Yeah, we'll make sure to post some pies.
Yeah.
And show you what you're missing.
It's a pie revolution.
And like, what's more wholesome that you take
And
your
they
money
pie.
and hand it to this woman who's like her whole legacy, like really caring for the land,
Growing
all
the
workers,
fruits,
the land, just
Yeah.
the community.
the animals,
It's exactly who we want to bring up. And
support
Which is
her
kinda
and her
weird.
business.
yeah, we're gonna be spending holiday dollar, like to start to divert our holiday dollar to your local regenerative and land-based businesses, because the more that we invest in them, the more they can bring us in. And the more food we can create, the more abundance, the more family-friendly, full circle gatherings.
Win, win, win.
Win, 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 win.
Win, win, win. I think to close with the video from Atlas.
Yes, let's do that.
I'm gonna share my screen.
Yeah, because we need the audio to come through your
I just really quick, I want to mention and throw a plug so people following and watching. We got lots of interesting things to talk about. Like you mentioned the automation.
Yeah.
Like this is one of our main services. We're helping automate their business. This is like where we are, the revolution of tech. And it's freaking people out because we're all like, oh my gosh, robots are job. And that's like a fair question, you know. Change is always scary. Transformation is always like straight unknown, and as a collective we're really facing this like moment of transformation, and we're here to help and say like first of all automation is good. It can really serve in what it serves is to liberate more energy. So we're free to do more things we care about, more things we love. So if you're afraid of losing your job, start thinking about what you're excited to do. What dreaming and
Yep.
get excited.
Might as well.
Change is happening. So ride with it.
We're all
Use it
together.
to better all of us. Yeah. So we'll talk about that more in future episodes. If you care, come on, bye.
Introducing Terralux.
Rebuilding humanity begins at home. At the heart of every home is the kitchen, the place where life connects. From there, Terralux creates smart homes that heal, powered by wellness and design. With the spatial network, we map and activate properties, linking software, hardware, and construction innovation. And together, we extend this vision to entire cities, transforming devastation into regeneration. Terralux, building the future of humanity.
Shout out. Such a great storyteller. And it's very hard to distill that down. You know, it's a big thing, because what are we doing? It's the entire universe we're simulating. It's kind of like a big deal. So for us to just say, hey, this is the tools, is better than trying to explain it all. And then have guys like Atlas who can distill it down.
Well, we've got a relatability challenge on our hand, which is a good thing because Terralux agency is like a giant octopus. We can do so many things all at once, so it's hard to explain to someone what we do. It's like, tell us about your challenges, your problems, and we'll see how we can help. So distilling it so it's like one solid, crystallized vision of what we can do. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this live on location is that unraveling. So thanks for taking this next step tonight for us to just explain a bit more. And at the end of the day, we're here to serve you. And this is what these conversations are about. So, stay tuned. We'll be going live
Every week.
whenever we want.
Whenever we
We're
feel
on a
like it.
schedule. This not Pluto Capricorn, we're Pluto Aquarius.
So we're
That's
here
what
to
we
stay. So
want. Yeah, we're here to
buckle up.
stay. Buckle up.
Thanks, team, for this. And yeah, anyone who wants to join live on location, let's jam.
Yeah, we'll have some call-ins soon, right?
That's
Yeah.
it.
We got a couple of people that want to do some call-ins. We have to do like some scheduling, but I'm thinking at least twice a week we'll get on here, and we'll keep unpacking all this beautiful stuff
Yeah.
together.
Let's build the future.
Let's do it.
Mhm.
Awesome. Thanks.
And check in for Elizabeth's pie on Saturday.
Yeah.
QVC 2 to 5. See you there.